Hello guys, I am back, and this time I'm doing a orange peachy, it's orange, okay, an orange cut crease, half cut crease with some glitter on the crease and some crazy eyelashes as always. I hope you guys enjoy this video, and if you do, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and click the little notification bell so you can get notified when I upload something. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Until next time, bye. Hello guys. So the palette I'm going to be using for this look today is the Morphe 35B. Absolutely gorgeous palette. As you could see, all these gorgeous colors, and I'm going to be taking that yellow right there. I'm going to be using that as a transition shade, and if you guys haven't used yellow for your transition shade, guys are missing out. It takes your look to a whole nother level. Then right here, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be taking that orange, kind of orange but corally shade, and I am going to focus that in my outer corner as well as my crease. And I am just going to work on intensifying that color. I'm sorry. All right, so now I'm going to be taking that coral shade right there, and I'm going to be putting that in my outer corner as well as my crease. And I'm going to work on intensifying this color as well. What I'm doing right now is I'm creating a dimension. I want all those oranges to kind of peek out through the top. Now I'm going to be taking that orange. This is a true orange, and I'm going to be doing the exact same thing. Lots of oranges. I know, but it'll all be worth it in the end. Trust the process, guys. Now I'm going to be taking the Saharan palette by Juvia, and I'm going to be taking the shade up at the very far left. It's called Sokoto. I think that's how you pronounce it. And I am just going to be applying that to my outer corner, and I'm just working it in there. As you can see, my eye looks so scary when I do that. And I am gently and slowly working it into my crease and inner corner. Going back into my Morphe 35B, I'm going to be taking that yellow shade I took for my transition, and I'm just going to blend any harsh edges left from the oranges, making everything seamless. Right here, I am just going to be cutting half of my crease. And as you can see, my awesome technique, I feel like a lot of us use this technique just because it marks like the exact place where the line is supposed to stop. And I'm using my Tarte Shape Tape concealer for that, and just a small flat brush from Wet and Wild. Now I'm going to take this palette I got in my BoxyCharm, and I'm going to take that kind of champagne color. It is super shimmery, and I'm going to be applying that to the area where I applied my concealer. Notice I do use my finger to blend this concealer out, and I'm just applying all over the lid. Now I am taking some of that orange shade from my Morphe 35B palette, and I'm just blending the transition from the shimmer into my oranges. Now I'm going to take my Morphe 35B palette one more time, and I'm going to take that white shade, and I'm going to mix it with that champagne shade I put on my lid, just because I wanted it a little brighter. Going back into my Morphe palette, I'm going to take that corally shimmery shade, and I'm going to be applying that into the middle, right between the white shimmery shade and the rest of the oranges, just to create a gradient effect. Now for the fun part, I'm going to be taking this glitter liner from Urban Decay. I believe this shade is Midnight Cowboy, and I am drawing a line right where I cut the crease. All right, so right here, I moved on to my concealer. I did do my foundation off camera because I think it's a little boring. But I am doing my concealer, and for my concealer, I'm using my Tarte Shape Tape. Right here, I'm just taking my NYX Stick Foundation in the shade Caramel. I always contour my nose with this stick foundation just because I feel like I don't get the same outcome with my Hoola bronzer just alone. So I use this as a base. I know people say not to use this technique where you draw two lines going straight down your nose. This works for me, and let me tell you why. When I look sideways, my nose at the very bottom is kind of flat. So I feel like this elongates my nose and it makes it look better for me. You do you, but this is what works for me. Right here, I'm just taking my beauty sponge and I'm just kind of going over those lines just so they don't look that harsh. I'm going to take my Cover FX Enhanced Drops, and what I do is I like to put them on the back of my hand, warm it up, and then grab some with my finger and apply it with my finger to the highest points of my face. The reason why I do that is because I feel like I get a better result with my fingers than I do with the sponge. I feel like the sponge doesn't really blend it out too well, so that's what you see me doing here. Now going in with my absolute favorite, this is the RCMA No Color Powder. I am going ham with this stuff. I make sure, obviously, prior to this, I make sure that I have no creasing because we do not want to set our creasing. That would not be pretty. This, guys, is the key for your makeup to stay put throughout the day. I told you I'd go ham with this stuff. So what I'm doing right now is I'm taking a fluffy brush and I'm just setting the rest of my face just to prepare it for the rest of the powders. Right here, I'm going to take a MAC Give Me Sun with the Morphe brush. It is M527, and I'm just going pretty much all over my face. I want to look super bronzy. Then I'm going to take my Hoola bronzer, and I'm going to be a little more precise with this. I'm actually contouring with this one. And for that, I am using the Morphe M530. Then I'm going in with a smaller angled brush, and I'm going back into that Hoola bronzer. And I'm just going over the stick foundation I put on my nose for my contouring. Going back into my palette, I'm going to take that yellow shade and I'm going to apply it to my bottom lash line. Now taking this orange shade, I am going to apply it to the bottom part of my eye as well. Then I'm going to take this coral shade and add it to the bottom as well. I'm pretty much adding the same colors I used on the top lid. Then I'm taking this super orange shade and guess what? I'm applying it to the bottom too. Okay, last one, I promise. I'm taking the Saharan palette and I am using that orange shade at the very top. Promise it's the last orange I'm using. Now I'm just going to dust off all this bakage. Right here, I'm going to be using my Anastasia Beverly Hills highlighter with Amrezy. I'm applying that to my cheeks, my forehead, and my chin, as well as my Cupid's bow. Now I'm going to take some Fix Plus in the shade Goldlite, and I'm going to highlight my brow bone. And then I'm going to take that yellow shade in the Morphe 35B palette, and I'm going to be merging the eyeshadow with a highlight. Then I'm going to take a flat brush and I'm going to apply that to my inner corners as well as my nose. Look at that. And then right here, I am celebrating the highlight. And then I'm going to take the Milani Romantic Rose Blush and apply that to my cheeks. Now I'm taking some Fix Plus and setting everything. Now I'm going to fix my hair off a camera and apply my lipstick, and I will be right back. Alright guys, that is it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for taking time out of your day to watch this video. Don't forget to subscribe and like the video, and also click the little notification bell so you can get notified when I upload a video. Again guys, thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.